Hello from Providence, Canyon. I apologize if I look muggy, sweaty, and disgusting because it's muggy, sweat inducing, and disgusting. This is typical Georgia for you. As much as I love being in Georgia, a place where I've been to many, many times, it's just there's something about temperatures and humidity and everything else here. Like, even in Florida, it could be high humidity, but you just feel it completely different. I think it's because you have all the gnats and other crap in here to deal with. So today is a very interesting day. This behind me is the Providence Canyon. Providence Canyon is a truly remarkable place. For those of you that literally have no idea what that is, the legend has it that apparently careless human behavior have caused this. Farming practices in the early settlement colonial era basically put a whole bunch of ditches, and apparently over the couple hundred years it began to erode substantially. There's like a bazillion hiking trails in there. There's one of the most popular one actually goes between all the fingers in the canyon. It's dubbed as the Little Grand Canyon of the East Coast. I could certainly see why. The colors are very similar. The sort of spires and textures and all the sandstone. I apologize. I got like 7,000 gnats flying around, trying to get in my face. So, my history with Providence Canyon is that I got into camping not for the sake of camping, but because I was a cheapskate and wanted to have a more cost-efficient solution for when I go scuba diving, right? Because I didn't want to spend all this money on hotels, of which it was $140 a night every single time I would go scuba diving. And so I ended up buying myself a teardrop trailer from a guy that just moved from Georgia to Jacksonville, Florida, right? And so after getting it registered, which was an adventure in itself, this is way back in the day when teardrop trailers were just a novelty item. Not, nobody had them. I had a Silver Shadow by a little guy. That thing was just adorable as hell. So I began camping in Georgia. But before I did, I wanted to start it off with a bang. I wanted to go somewhere super special. And I picked Providence Canyon. Now that was in 2014. Right now it's 2021. This is my first time ever in the Providence Canyon. And I know it's kind of laughable, but it took me this long to actually get around visiting this absolutely spectacular piece of landscape. Now, having just come from out west, it feels somewhat like a sweet and sour moment, if that makes any sense. Because on the merit of comparison, this cannot in any capacity compare to what I've seen in Moab and in Mexican Hat and all through Utah where I was staying, right? There's just, this is nothing by comparison. But this here holds such a significant value to me, specifically because that's what got me into camping. And I think the great irony is, now that I've actually gone out west, an area where I didn't think I could ever go. There was like an abstract thought, right? But having just spent all that time there and coming back to be here at this very spot in Providence Canyon. This is such a remarkable place. I think what I'll do is, by the way, in case you're wondering, the park actually goes way further, and there's a whole bunch of hiking trails. They're usually on the bottom between all the fingers. But I'm gonna start you off at the most interesting part, the most spectacular part. They go by the names of numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm probably gonna get my math wrong, but this here is like 4, 5, 6, and 7, or something along the lines. What a magnificent place. So let me show you around a little bit as I'm heading back to my RV, which, by the way, if you have a motorhome, you're not gonna be able to park here. You're not gonna be able to, unless you have a small like Class C or Class B. There's just no place for you to turn around. I think it's very unfortunate. They haven't made any effort at all to rectify this. So what most people do is they go camping in Florence Marina State Park, which is 10 miles away, and actually come here with a tow vehicle. Now, in a separate video, I explain what I've done because I don't have the luxury of time to do that. But look at this. Look at that. Look at the colors. Mind you that this is the eastern coast of the United States of America that we're talking about. This is not Arizona. This is not Utah. Right? Look at that. What a truly remarkable place. And if you notice, way down in the valley below, there's some hikers. I hope to be one of them. But not on this trip. You know, now I think with me having stepped my foot here, this may actually inspire me to come back in another 7 or 8 years. How cool of a place is that? Just look at that. I mean, look at the colors. Look at the... Wow. Are you kidding me? So, there's another place, similarly in its, I guess, composition, but it's located on private property, and you can't really get there. There's two of them. There's one that's north of Providence Canyon, way out in the woods. There's people, from what I've seen, they take their off-road 4x4s over there. All right, but those are local country folk that know how to get there. There are some videos posted of them doing it, but you can't just go there as a tourist unless you really know how to get there, or know somebody that's local that knows how to get there. The second spot is here. I'm gonna spin you around again. Look at that. Look at this. How cool is this place, huh? What a beautiful amalgamation of landscape and natural just spectacularness in every single sense of the way. I mean, what a awe-inspiring place to be in. You know, I'm giggling like a little girl because this place has just, it lives up to its reputation. I mean, you know, when you look on Google Maps and look at the photos and stuff like that, right, you go and you're like, oh, it probably doesn't look like that in real life. No, it's even better. It's even better. It is truly special. If you don't have any opportunity to go out west, and you want to, at the very least, get yourself exposed to the out west, there's two places in Georgia that you, well, really three, okay? Tallulah Gorge is a must-visit place. It's a place that's really special to me. I've been there several times. Not just to, like, go and look at, but you could hike, and if you get the permits, you could hike all the way to the bottom and swim there at the waterfalls. Cloudland Canyon, which is north of Providence Canyon, it's this giant place. I've never been there. I have it on my radar, hoping to visit it. at some point in the future. So the other place is obviously the Providence Canyon. Those 3 spots out here in Georgia, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's other ones like Amicalola Falls, that's beautiful to look at, but this is just something from out of this world. So there's a couple of more observation points where I wanted to take you, which is the reason why I'm rolling this clip all in one take. You know, this is almost the end of my trip. I still have ways to go. My goal is to get to Florida probably on Tuesday. I'm talking about getting to my house. Look at that. Come on, mosquitoes. Shoo. Let me... Look at this. How cool is that, huh? What a cool little spot. Alright. But yes, my target is to actually spend the night in Lumpkin, Georgia. Start my work week in Lumpkin, Georgia. Move to Gainesville, Florida. Come the day's end on Monday. And then Tuesday, hopefully make it all the way to Central Florida where I live. That's just, you know, I'm so glad. Getting here was not easy, okay? Just want to state that for the record. When you're that lone, everything becomes an inconvenience. In terms of I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. I got carried away looking at all of this. Small roads, no shoulders, no places for you to pull over. Tons of going up and down and up and down and up and down, which in a regular vehicle isn't that big of a deal. It is a pain in the butt in a 16,000 pound RV towing a 7,000 pound trailer. But I then did it. You know why? Because I wanted to be here. I wanted this to be a logical conclusion to the absolutely amazing chapter of my life, in which I was given an opportunity through the grace of my employer and horrific events that unfold worldwide in terms of pandemic and all this other stuff, to actually go out and experience Colorado and Utah. And for me to end this trip, almost end this trip, in a place where all of that began for me, all the way back in 2014. Oh, come on. Oh, dropping water all over the place. It's just, look at that. Look at that. Huh? I think I need to make myself a promise. A promise to come back here. You know, maybe this will be the beginning of something else for me. Could be a beginning of a brand new trip series. Could be beginning of, I don't know, something, anything. Could be a beginning of a lot of things. I certainly don't want this to be the end, but if this is one spectacular, truly breathtaking end of my journey. From what I understand, this place is best experience from down below. Out here on the top, you know, you only get like a small glimpse of everything there is to see. But I just don't have the opportunity at this particular point in time to dedicate to this. What a cool little place. I hope to come back. Thank you, Georgia, for inspiring me to get into camping. Thank you, Georgia, for being a wonderful host all those years since 2014 of so many trips, either to Georgia or through Georgia. What a truly special place. You know, Georgia is a land of a lot of contrasts. You either like it or you don't like it, for different reasons. In my particular experience, because I'm here for the landscape, there's so much of it to admire. The lakes, the ravines, the canyons, just absolutely special. You know, this being at the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, a place where I've hiked out of the wazoo. It's a great place to be. Thank you, Georgia, for your hospitality. You're gonna have to endure me for one more day as I get ready for my trip to Florida. But I'll be back. Maybe even sooner than you think. We'll see.